part 3 of talking about rhythms, and what we're going to deal with today is triplets and dotted notes. I'm going to take triplets first because in a lot of respects I think they're actually the easier ones to do. Now a lot of people have different ways of reminding themselves of what a rhythm sounds like, which is great. Anything that reminds you is good. I always think, if you have a great idea, imagine it like a helium balloon, and you don't want that idea to disappear, but you want to be able to get to it readily. Then if you have it tied down with one guide rope, that's good. But if you've got it tied down with 2, that's even better, or 3 or 4. So however many different ways of remembering things you can add to what you're already using is always a good thing, because if one doesn't come to the surface when you need it, maybe the other one will. However, let's go to triplets. So this is 3 notes in the time of 1 beat, or 2 beats, or 4 beats. Now, if you think about it, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Okay, easiest way to think of that rhythm is the following: riddly diddly, riddly diddly, riddly diddly, riddly diddly. Riddly diddly, riddly diddly, riddly diddly, riddly diddly. Yeah, even if it's over 4 beats. Riddly diddly. Yeah, very, very easy to do. Okay, so that's triplets. You can also have sextuplets if you want, which is doubling up on the same thing, but basically the principle's the same. Arguably more difficult to say riddly diddly twice, because a lot of these things tend to happen in quite fast passages, where you're sort of going, those sort of things, loads of fast triplets. But anyway, okay, now I'm going to move on to dotted notes next, and a dot on a note increases its value by half. So here's a little graphic of showing you what happens to a minim when you put a dot on the end of it. This is particularly interesting when we put it into a bunch of quavers, and again I'm going to use some phraseology which I think helps summarise this very nicely. Okay, if we have a line of quavers, or let's say a line of eighth notes, and we go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so what I want you to think of that as is salt and pepper, 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 salt and pepper. Yeah? Okay, very easy. Commonly used in So the question is, how do we get that feel in our head? Now, of course, one way of doing it is if you know a song that does that, that's great, and you say, right, that's dotted quavers and semiquavers. But another way to do it is to use part of an old nursery rhyme which concerns a character called Humpty Dumpty. Now, it's very difficult to say Humpty Dumpty without saying it as a shuffle. So that's why it's such a good phrase to use. Here's what they sound like if you combine them. Salt and pepper, salt and pepper, salt and pepper, salt and pepper, Humpty Dumpty, Humpty Dumpty, Humpty Dumpty, Humpty Dumpty. Okay, sometimes you can get yourself a little bit too caught up with this stuff, so you don't want to become obsessive about it, but equally it's important to understand how those rhythms work so you can pick up different feels and kind of see them in your mind's eye when you're playing. Now, it's very, very important, and I'm sure I'll come back to this in future videos, but one of the things that people tend to forget about when they're playing lead stuff is rhythm. And it's so important to keep that rhythm in your head when you're doing your lead stuff. So it's not a bad idea when you're playing this, think about what you might play over the top. Yeah? And how it might be different from... Okay. Alright, well look, that's about it for this particular video. So as ever, if there are any questions you need to ask, anything you're not sure about, please get in touch in the comments. And if you could subscribe, that'll be great. And I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Thank you very much. Bye for now.